Hi everyone, thanks for checking out another InfoSec Hub video. Today we're going to talk about OSINT, and OSINT stands for Open Source Intelligence. So open source because it's publicly available, and before you scan the target, it can be a person, it can be a company, any kind of interest groups, whatever, you want to gather intelligence first before you attack them. And this can be used by hackers, by social engineering people, basically people that want to extort you. We know that we have Facebook, we know that we have Instagram, we have all these kind of social media platforms where we share a lot of information, not only on the front end, but also on the back end. And this can be used. People share way too much, and people also share a lot of information that they really don't know, like IP addresses, browsers that they use, certain fingerprints of the OS. We don't know, but let's just dive into this literally. And OSINT, this very nice graph, is about brand, persona, communities. So we have all these tools in the world. Social networks, what I just talked about. So Facebook, Renren, which is a Chinese social media platform, Google, anyway, the list goes on and on. Facebook, of course, the blogging, microblogging, you have websites where, like WordPress, I also use that, where you can set up a website, write a blog. I post videos there. That's my thing. So you can also understand what goes on in my world. This video is also published online, so you know what I'm talking about, you know the field that I'm in. Maybe in one of the videos you saw something that I'm dealing with or that I'm expressing, so you can kind of create an, how should I say that, a profile of me. You know, without knowing me, what I'm going through, what I'm dealing with. So open source intelligence is really about making a profile of the person. So social networks, blogs, microblogs like Twitter, who is he following? What is he retweeting? What is he tweeting about? Before you know it, you go to the timeline with somebody, you know, he's a political activist, or he's right-wing, he's left-wing. When he's right-wing, he may be subscribed to these things. Maybe he has these kind of memberships. You know, everything is stored online in databases, websites, user credentials. The list goes on and on. We are now in 2023, and a lot of our lives are now online. I mean, most of the week I work from home. So for me, it's important to have a secure computer, secure network, and knowing what kind of data I'm putting into the cloud, basically. Of course, when it comes to these big companies like Microsoft and Google, like, security is quite good, but they also live on data. Data is the new oil. I've been saying it for a long time, and that's what they make their money on, creating profiles for the advertisement, or improving their services to be more attractive to use them, but all based on data, data-driven decision making, basically. So experts, Q&A, Quora, we can find what kind of questions you're asking, and then we might get an idea of what you're dealing with. Comments, social commerce, streams, okay, location, what is this? I don't know a lot of these apps, but Nextdoor, maybe we can follow where you have been. I remember 10 years ago I had Facebook. I don't have it no more, but there was an option that you can check into this restaurant and you can show your friends where you are now, and I've been here and I've been there. So basically you're just giving a blueprint of your every move. And back then, you just wanted to be interesting and show everybody, I went to this restaurant or been to this venue. But you're basically giving a blueprint of your life. And you do that voluntarily, right? I mean, what's the added value besides trying to be interesting or something like that. So you're doing this voluntarily, and it's all been stored on systems. You don't know how long it's stored. You don't know the data retention. You don't know anything. And nobody reads a privacy policy. Nobody does. So it's kind of strange. Let's me move on. Slack, enterprise messaging. Yeah, Slack, and within engineering, Jammer, Trello, Skype for business. Yeah, okay, you also leave a trail there, but it's a bit more difficult because you need to directly connect to a person in those kind of networks. Let me see. Yeah. What else we got? Forums, of course. The list goes on and on. Let me not bore you with everything. Videos, of course, when you watch my channel, and you see my face for the last couple of years, you know that I'm into IT security, information security, InfoSec. You know that when you see my other channels, I see I'm into gaming, cooking food, and then I'm into cars. I really like cars, and I make a lot of buying reviews. So you have a certain profile that connects to me. Music, maybe you have a professional. Okay, maybe you have a professional. When you put out music like SoundCloud, maybe you're a rapper or something, or you just make music, and we know what your SoundCloud page is, then we can listen to the music, we see what you're going through, all that kind of stuff. So to make a long story shorter, OSINT is all about all the websites that are publicly available to you. Maybe you have one username you use on certain platforms. So based on that, I can Google search, or I can use different search engine just to see all the websites that are connected to this username. And we can create a profile of you. And when we have this profile, then we might be able to understand what's important to you. And based on that, we are able to find an entrance into your life. We might give you a message that you respond to positively, maybe negatively, and it's really social engineering. And the more information you gather and you dissect and you go through it, you get an idea of the person. And if you're really good in psychology as well, you know how to hack their minds. You know how to do this based on the information that you have, and you can let them do certain things. You hear all the stories about young girls that they share selfies and maybe a little bit more than that, and they're being trapped because of this, because they think they send it to someone that they trust, and they, the people on the receiving end say, okay, I'm going to publish this selfie or picture of you if you don't do what I say. So this world, and especially the online world, it's a very tricky place. So you always have to be careful what you put out there, how you expose yourself, what you share, what you don't share. You have to be very careful, because also a lot of young parents, they share a lot of pictures of their kids, maybe when they have a diaper on, or maybe when they're half naked or whatever. You know, it's a kid, but you don't know what kind of perverts are out there and what kind of people are out there, and how this kind of image will reflect on the kid 5, 7, 8, 10 years down the line. We think we're all, people are all wanting attention to a certain degree, but we don't know what we can do. We have this AI technology that just came out, and based on a picture, you can basically say, okay, add 5 more years, add 10 more years, and then let that picture talk to you. So let's say, for instance, you have a kid that is 5 years old now, and we add 10 more years when she's 15. And AI generated image with the voice of her, because they learned from videos, for instance. She's 5 now, then she's 15. She can talk to the parents. Please don't put myself online, because I'm now dealing with this situation, that situation, and I'm ending up in this situation because of that picture or because that post from 10 years ago. It's crazy what technology can do now. But that's really all about awareness. Everything that you put out in this world, and I'm also guilty of this, but I'm quite aware of that right now, is it can come back to you in a certain way. I make a lot of videos, so I'm sure that my voice is out there for hours and they can do lots of tricks with that. But yeah, that's just the new era we're living in. So very long story, but long story short, just be careful what you put out there, because it's nice to connect with old classmates or people that you have not been in touch with for many years through Facebook or whatever site you're using. But actually, I would recommend everybody to keep a low profile. So just maybe just a picture of a sheep or maybe something else as a profile picture. Don't share too much. Don't fill in any mandatory fields and just use it as a tool. And maybe share telephone numbers so you can go over WhatsApp, but WhatsApp is also part of Meta, so there's no escaping. Or you need to set up your own devices, set up your own VoIP, open source VoIP thing, and invite them there if you're really afraid of sharing any data, because everything is recorded, everything is stored. I'm not paranoid, but you just have to know that these things exist. So if you want a deep dive from somebody, you have a certain person in mind that you want to deep dive, there are so many tools out there, and if they use a username on this platform and you're sure that this profile belongs to this person and they have a certain username or certain email address that you fetched, Google indexes everything. So before you know it, you can have a profile. This guy is signing into this website and posting this here and posting that there, and you can kind of get a profile of the guy. That's all I'm saying. So open source intelligence is usually the first step before the actual hack is taking place, because it's just gathering data from public available information on the internet. Okay, I hope this was useful, and we hope to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.